Hi everybody, and welcome to my live event. I am hoping that everybody is doing well this evening. This event is a little different than what I normally do. I'm adding on a question and answer session at the end. I've gathered all of the questions that were posted within the event, as well as a few others that I was asked through Messenger. And then I will also have my phone available during the broadcast so that we can take any additional questions that come in. First off, I want to get started by introducing myself. We have a ton of people who are invited to the event, and most don't know who I am. And so I wanted to get started with introducing myself. My name is Laura Gandy. My Rodan & Fields team is called Gandyland, the Great Skincare Adventure. I know this was a big adventure for me whenever I first started and got going, and so and it's kind of a play on my name anyway. So I am a paralegal. I've been a paralegal for about 15 years. I work in corporate America. I work in the legal department for corporate America. I have a 9-to-5 job, work 40 plus hours a week. I'm married and have a 12-year-old and an 18-month-old. Yes, I don't know why. But terrible twos and teenage years seem, to go hand in hand, so why not, right? We have horses and dogs. We like to rodeo in our spare time. So we also have some cows. We have 15 acres and a little farm that we take care of. My Rodan & Fields journey is kind of bizarre. This is not something that I ever saw myself doing back in the beginning. In fact, when I first heard about this opportunity, a friend of mine said, "Hey, why don't you come over to the house? We're having a party next week." And I said, "Sure, okay, why not?" And then after I had already agreed to attend, she told me that it was some sort of beauty party, and I immediately went, "Ooh." Because, as I mentioned, horses, rodeo, skincare, makeup, not really my thing. And so I wasn't all that excited, but I had already committed and told her that I would go. So I begrudgingly went to her party, her event, very similar to this one. It was the very first one that she had ever hosted. So she sat there with her note cards to make sure she covered all the important information. And I didn't listen to anything that she had to say. When I realized that I got there that this was a direct selling company and it was about skincare, these were all things that were not interesting to me personally, because I had horribly, bad skin. I had acne, and everything I had tried, I had promptly thrown away because none of it worked. And I didn't really want to hear about this another new thing that could potentially help me, because I had been so disappointed in the past. So I went and I listened, or I half listened, and went home. And this was April of 2014. And so the following month, I had our 18-month-old. She, came on May 29th, and 5 days later, on June 3rd, we actually put our house up for sale. We were in the process of purchasing a new home, and we were packing up to move 5 hours away from our network. My husband had taken a new job south of Houston. We used to live in the Aledo area, and so packing up everything we owned and moving 5 hours away when you have a month-old baby, because all of this kind of transpired over a month, I was way too busy. And my friend who had been mentioning this business to me was still having that bug in my ear. She was still reaching out to me about once a month just to see, kind of check my temperature and see what I thought about it or the products, and I still wasn't interested at all because I had way too many things going on in my life. So we moved to Houston, we got settled, and then in July, at the end of July, my friend asked me again. And at that point, I talked to my husband and I was like, look, she's not going to leave me alone about this thing. So what about if I just order the products and then I can turn around and send them back when they don't work, since nothing else has? Because our products have a money back guarantee. And so I told him, I was like, you know what, I'll just send it back, I'll get our money back, and then I can go see if they didn't work. Now you can stop bugging me about this. My products arrived in August and I started using them. And I didn't even use them really, as recommended. I used it, sporadically at first, and then I started using them more frequently. But not knowing anybody, not being around anybody that I know, I didn't get a whole lot of feedback. My husband actually asked me 2 or 3 weeks later what I thought, and I told him, I said, well, I don't think I can send it back because my face does appear to be getting clearer. And he said, well, I wanted to say that too, but I didn't know if that was okay, and, like the whole do I look fat in this dress sort of thing. So, my friend checked in. Hey, Laura, how are they working out? They seem to be working. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much. And then that was that. Thanksgiving rolls around and it's time for us to go back home for the holidays. So we go back to visit my in-laws, see my family, my sister, and everyone's jaw hit the floor about my skin and how well it looked. And I really didn't think that it was that big of a change, but everyone was talking about it, and so that made me, one, feel a little good, but then two, was it really that bad to begin with, right? If it looks so much better now. My sister was asking me what I was using, and I said, oh, that stuff Charla is selling. I went and tried some of that out, and it seems to be working. And so she said, well, I'm interested. So I sent Charla her information, and Charla said, it really doesn't make sense for me to sell anything to your sister. You should really think about becoming a consultant. Yeah. Direct sales, not interested. Appreciate it, whatever. So Christmas rolls around, and at this point, my sister is chomping at the bit. I really need to get some of this stuff. I really want to try it. I'm very interested in it. Charla is still not moving at all. She says, no, it's silly. You like the products. You plan on continuing to use the products. So why don't you just sign up to be a consultant? You can get the discount, and then you can, get your sister some stuff, get your mother-in-law and, anybody else some things, and may end up getting your stuff for free. So I was like, okay, fine. I can do that. And so I talked to Sam, my husband. We looked at the various kit options, and we actually were headed over to my friend's house on Christmas Day last year, and we sat down at her computer. We talked it all out, and she got me all signed up. So I signed up on Christmas Day. Knowing the investment that it was going to be, there was a few things that we ended up sacrificing a little bit around Christmas so that we could get this thing started, but didn't think too much about it. So I get signed up, and I get kind of thrown into this thing, and I don't even really know what I have on my hands. In January, I start, my sister ordered some product. She was happy with them. In January, I started reading and doing some research about the company, and found out a lot of interesting things. And then I went to an event that was being hosted by the team. Charla was holding this for all of the consultants on her team, and it was, kind of a pamper day. We would have, headshots taken for business cards and get our hair and makeup done by professionals and everything, and it was really cool. And then at the end, they were going to have an event very similar to this one, where we talked about products and shared stories and that kind of thing. And a lady got up who I didn't know and shared her story and the story of another lady. Amy Cassidy was the lady that got up and spoke, and her story sounded very similar to my story. She's actually a nurse practitioner, and she was recruited by the Mayo Clinic to come and, work on their board, help them write textbooks. So this is someone who is, not your run-of-the-mill salesperson. right? I mean, she has a prestigious career. She's making a 6-figure salary. And listening to her say, well, we moved from Tennessee and I didn't know anybody. And so when my friend kept bothering me about this, and I don't want to sell skincare. I'm working at the Mayo Clinic, and that was really my mentality about it too. And then she started to tell us about how the company and working the business had changed her life. And then she shared another story of Wendy Green, who is, another person who's in my upline. She's a sponsor up ahead of me. And both of those stories really impacted me. And listening and hearing that, it drove me to the computer to sit down and do some research. And I don't mean Google, because that's what we all tend to do, but do some actual research, do some investigating, find out some information about the company. And I started to get excited. I started watching some, I watched a few videos, I'd read some articles. I was getting really excited about what this opportunity could mean for my family. Because as I mentioned earlier, when my daughter was, a month old, we packed up and we moved so far away from our network. And while we had some security for my husband's job, my job was not so secure, because we found out that we were moving and everything after I had gone out on maternity leave. So there was no guarantee of me having a job when I came back. So, long before I even started using the products or even considering signing up as a consultant for Rodan & Fields, my husband and I have been talking about alternatives for me. What happens if I can't go back to my regular job? What happens if I can't find an office in Houston? Those kinds of things. And my husband said, well, do something, start your own business of some sort. Yeah, no. See, I'm too lazy for that. I'm too busy and too lazy, and I have a newborn child. Nothing that I'm interested in, because running payroll and tracking inventory and all of that stuff did not seem appealing to me at all. And so then my husband said, well, what about, you like making all of that baby stuff. Why not open an Etsy store? That's great, because there's only like 1 million of those, and nothing puts my Etsy store above anybody else's Etsy store, so I don't really have a shot of making a substantial income, equivalent to what I'm currently making in my career. So I quickly dismissed that, and once I got back to work, while being out on maternity leave, the stability of my company started to change. And so when I came back from maternity leave, it was very rocky, and the future of my department within the company was not real certain. And so I continued to look for alternatives, because you just never know. After going to the meeting and after researching the company, I told my husband, I was like, this is it. This is my plan B. This is my backup plan. I've got it. And, he was half-heartedly going, okay, sure, honey. Yeah, whatever. And my husband has his MBA from MIT, and he has started his own successful business. He's a chief financial officer for the company that he works for now. And so his opinion about the business means a lot to me, because I needed his business mind to understand this and to agree with the approach. And so when I started downloading all of this research to him, he started to take a serious look at it and said, you know what, I tend to agree with you. You guys have the right combination of things. You have good company, good products, and you're in the right market for the type of products that you have. And I could see where you're on the cusp of something that could really go big. I don't know where it could potentially be in 30 years, but right now, this seems like a really viable option. And so at that point, I had my go. Like that was all I needed to just take this thing and send it on. And so I started doing some more research. I started researching about all of our products, finding out about the clinical results, and I started doing more research about the company and figuring out where we came from and how we became who we are today. And I'm hoping everybody who's viewing this has seen at least one before and after photo on Facebook from a friend who's probably a consultant on the team. If you've not, go Facebook stalk a bunch of people, including myself, to check out some of these amazing before and after photos. And those before and after photos will give you a real sense of what these products can do. If you're not familiar with Rodan and Fields, that's the name of the company. It's Dr. Katie Rodan and Dr. Kathy Fields. You may have heard of them before because they started this other little thing called Proactive back in the 90s. And interestingly enough, they went to Stanford together, and combined, they've got over 50 years worth of dermatology. They've been dermatologists. They studied together in Stanford, became best friends, and they saw a real need in the 90s in the acne market to tackle this major skin issue. And at the point that Dr. Rodan and Fields came along, all we did was take some spot treatment and stick some stuff on a pimple whenever it popped up. There was nothing out there to really take care of the whole problem. So they went into clinical trials and they came up with a formula and they patented it, and it's multi-med therapy. So you have different steps that take care of different parts of the process for the acne cycle. And their clinical trials clearly showed that Proactive worked and people were getting real results. So now they have this awesome new product. They have these results that show that they work. So they started approaching companies to sell the product. They actually approached Neutrogena, and it's funny because I got to actually hear our president and CEO tell this story from her firsthand experience. But while they were sitting there in the conference room, because she used to work for Neutrogena at the time that the doctors approached them, one of the guys in the meeting actually looked at the doctors and said, you ladies are pretty and you should go try TV. Well, through a series of network connections, they actually did get their infomercial, which I'm sure most of us have seen on TV, and that's how they launched. That was the platform that they used to launch Proactive. Neutrogena quickly, especially Lori Bush, who's our president and CEO, she says, we quickly realized that we had made a mistake because just within 2 years of Proactive being platformed through infomercials, they were outselling revenue-wise all of Neutrogena combined. That's the kind of impact that the doctors had on the market back then. Now Proactive has 80% of the market. The doctors still have that business. But after Proactive was successful in the 90s, the doctors were seeing other needs for major skin concerns in their practice, because they both still practice out in California. It takes about 18 months to 2 years to get in to see them, but if you wanted to actually go set an appointment with them, you could. But they saw major issues popping up over and over again within their practice, and these were things that they felt like they could address with a similar approach that they used for Proactive. And what the doctors, and it kind of all started with the what the doctors call the selfish regimen, which is the anti-aging to get rid of those fine lines and wrinkles. So they went back into clinical trials. They did a bunch of studies, and they came up with the 4 main regimens that you see here in the background to address 4 different major skin concerns. And when they came out of clinical trials, they then went back out into the marketplace to try to sell their products. They approached Estee Lauder in 2002, and Estee Lauder took an interest. Estee Lauder actually bought the majority of the company and set them up in the high-end department stores. So Bloomingdale's, Nordstrom's, all those kinds of places. And Rodan and Fields was the clinical side of Estee Lauder. And we, in 2006 and 2007, actually were the #1 clinical selling brand in Nordstrom, for 2 years running. So we were making a significant impact from behind the counter. I mean, people were coming in and they were choosing our products, and they were choosing to use them. And what the doctors realized during this 2006-2007 timeframe, they would regularly go out to the stores and do demos and talk to customers and that kind of thing. And the more people they talked to, they realized all of these customers were coming in because they had talked to their girlfriend and they saw that their girlfriend's skin was looking fantastic. So that's why they came into the department store to purchase. It wasn't necessarily because Nordstrom's was, posting $1 million ad for during the middle of the Super Bowl. That's not what was drawing people in. It was friends telling friends about things that worked. And so they took a step back and they looked at the business and they looked at our financial environment and what our economy was doing at the time. And at the time, in 2006, 2007, the economy was starting to take a turn. Brick and mortar stores were starting to have trouble, that kind of thing. And so they also saw kind of a rise in e-commerce. You've got Facebook, MySpace, all of these things starting to bubble up, Amazon, all these types of different companies coming up online. And so they decided, you know what, let's pull out of retail and let's go into the direct selling market. Let's not only change people's skins, but let's try to find a way to truly change their lives. Let's create a whole class of entrepreneurs out there who may not even know that they need this stuff. So in 2008, out comes Rodan & Fields in the direct selling market, which is where we are today. As me being a consultant, I'm in the direct selling market now. So that was the company part that I researched. And, then taking a look at the products, that also is what makes our company so great. And so now I'm going to talk a little bit about our products, now that I've given you some background on the company. First up, I'm going to talk about Soothe. And Soothe is our sensitive skin treatment. It is for anybody who has irritated skin, sensitive skin. My 18-month-old actually has eczema, or did have regular bouts with eczema, and Soothe is fantastic. When we talk about the skin, on the top of the skin, there's your lipid barrier. And you can kind of think about that similar to the shingles on the roof of your house. When all of those are laid together, they are protecting your skin and they're protecting your home from the elements in the outside environment. If something comes through to wreck those shingles and get them in disarray, that's going to open up, so the rain and the snow and all those kinds of things can come into the house. Same thing with your skin. When your lipid barrier gets disrupted, all of those environmental factors can get in and really irritate the skin. This is where Soothe comes in. Soothe is actually used, and when it's used 30 to 60 days, will repair that lipid barrier and smooth out those shingles and rebuild that line, that defense that you have against the outside environment. It makes your skin less responsive to those environmental factors, so that you don't get that redness, that irritation. This stuff is the least medicated of all of our regimens, but I have to say it probably gives us the most outstanding results. Seeing the before and after photos for Soothe is absolutely amazing. It is truly life-changing stuff, and it's great. I know for my daughter, we were using some of the over-the-counter eczema creams 2 and 3 times a day, and if I used it 2 or 3 times a day, we could keep it in check. But if I missed a session, or when she was with the sitter, if the sitter missed, then she had dragon legs for the next week until I could get it back under control. When she was 7 months old, I got her on Soothe, and 12 hours. It was seriously gone in 12 hours. It was amazing to me, and gentle enough for my child, and I just couldn't get over how quickly we used it for a month, and now we really only need it when she has a flare-up, which doesn't happen very often. Winter's coming, so it's probably going to be a little more, but her skin is much more protected now and doesn't have those reactions like it did before. So Soothe, fantastic. Also, if you have rosacea, psoriasis, anything like that, Soothe is definitely worth a shot because it's going to help. So next up is our acne regimen, which I know we talked about Proactive earlier. This is what I would call Proactive's bigger, badder cousin. This is designed for acne and post-acne marks. Proactive is acid-based, so that can be pretty harsh on the skin. I know myself, I had a problem with acne, and I tried Proactive, and I saw some results with Proactive, not the significant results that I saw in the infomercial, but it was because my skin didn't like the acid base that was in the products. Unblemished, the wash is sulfur-based, and instead of being the salicylic acid, it uses benzoyl peroxide. So it's much milder, much calmer on the skin. Not only that, you also won't need to purchase new towels and sheets, because if you are a Proactive user like me, then you bleached out your towels and sheets just from wearing the stuff and going to bed, which was a little irritating, especially for my mom. Unblemished comes with 2 different toner options. You can have the clarifying toner, which is great if you're having more than 5 breakouts a month. That's going to help clean up that active acne. And then once you get your active acne under control, you can transition or switch to the spot fading toner. If you don't have active acne, then you can go right into the spot fading toner. And what this does is it addresses those dark marks, those kind of purplish marks and stuff that get left behind after you've done what you're not supposed to do and squeeze the blemish. This will help erase those. And I used the spot fading toner with Unblemished, and I had incredible results, not only with my post-acne scarring, but also it also lightens some of my freckles. So really excited about this. Great stuff. Each regimen comes with 4 products, and I'm going to go back to Soothe for just a second. You get a wash with Soothe, then you get the sensitive skin treatment, which is the medicated portion, and then your step 3 is your moisturizer, and then you get a mineral-based sunscreen that goes with that. Steps 2 and 3 are pretty much fantastic for anything. With Unblemished, you're also going to get 4 products. You're going to get the sulfur wash, which you can also use as a mask a couple of times a week. You're going to get your option of toner, and then you're going to get step 3, which is your medication. This is going to be the benzoyl peroxide step. It also comes with a penetrating gel. It comes in 2 tubes because when those mixed together, they don't work as great. So we separate them out. Then you have your medicine, and then you have a penetrating gel that actually helps get into the skin so that you get better effect from the medicine. And then your step 4 is in Unblemished is your oil control lotion. This is actually your moisturizer, but it also contains a broad spectrum SPF, so you have your sunscreen covered in the step 4 as well. But step 4 is your moisturizer, so it's really important that you use it both day and night. So next up is Reverse. This is super popular, especially with those folks who in their younger days laid out on their tinfoil towel with their baby oil and baked crispy in the sun. I know this was something that my mother did for years. If I probably weren't so fair complected, I would have done the same. But Reverse is going to be for brown spots, dullness, discoloration. It also works really great for melasma, which if you're not really familiar with what that is, when you're pregnant, you can sometimes have some hormonal changes which will cause these brown splotches to appear on your skin. And Reverse will take care of those as well. What's great about this stuff is Reverse not only takes away and cleans the slate above the skin, but it also works for what's hiding underneath your skin. I know at the beginning of the summer you can look in the mirror and you have X number of spots or damage, but then by the end of summer your face looks so much worse. Well, not all of that was necessarily from that particular summer, because we have years of damage hiding underneath the surface. It's really just a matter of time as to when it pops out. But Reverse not only takes care of the stuff on the surface, but we actually have some really cool before and afters that show some of the damage that's the damage under the skin, and how it also takes care of that hidden damage that's not yet visible. It comes with 4 products as well. It's going to have your deep exfoliating wash, it's great stuff, your toner, and then your step 3 is actually 2 tubes, and you again mix those together. That's your treatment, your damage treatment, and then your step 4 is your broad spectrum SPF of 50. The sunscreen's great. I don't actually use Reverse, but I still use the sunscreen just because it's so awesome. And even with my acne prone skin, it really doesn't cause me any breakouts. So I'm really impressed with the sunscreen in this one. My mom's using this. She's having excellent results. She's too embarrassed to let me post her before and after photos, so that's a little disappointing, but I can understand. We're not all Facebook ready. So if you have any of the concerns, I know one of the questions that came up during the event that got posted is someone was interested in stuff for their sunspots and their sun damage, or some people like call them their age spots, but they were concerned that it might cause their skin to peel. And I wanted to address that really quickly. I actually have one of the consultants on my team who used to see a dermatologist to get a similar treatment. And when she would pick her prescription up from the dermatologist, she was actually not allowed to go out into the direct sunlight for so many hours after application. And it did actually cause her skin to peel. I have used this regimen personally to tackle some of my freckles. And everyone else that I personally know that has used this particular regimen has not had an issue with peeling skin. It also does not make you light sensitive, so you can actually go out into the sun and enjoy your day with using the regimen. It's not anything that I've known to be a problem. So I don't think you'll have to worry about the peeling skin. And I think that was a really good question, so thank you for that. Redefine. This is really what we call our flagship regimen. This is what got it all started. The doctors say this is the selfish regimen because this is what they were mostly interested in when they started developing this product line. Essentially, you want to take care of any of the issues that you may have. Sensitive skin, acne, sun damage, melasma, those kinds of things. And then once you get those issues under control, your goal is to move into Redefine, because this is the anti-aging regimen. This is going to protect, this is going to repair some of that firmness, because we start to lose that out over time. It's also going to help with the pores. I don't know, this stuff seems to just shrink them right up. And fine lines, wrinkles, all that kinds of things. So your crow's feet, all those little imperfections that you have. Again, if you've not seen any of the before and after photos, I highly recommend you go check them out. This regimen comes with 4 products as well. It comes with the daily cleansing mask, which is your step 1. And then you have your pore minimizing toner. And then you have 2 options for your step 3. You have an AM, which has your SPF in it, and that's your moisturizer for the day. And then you have your PM cream, which is used at night, and that's your moisturizer for overnight. Fantastic stuff. Those are our 4 main regimens. If you guys have any questions about those, go ahead and send me a Facebook message so that I can get those added into the questions for the end. Now I'm going to talk about our tools, which again, awesome. I was never one to go to a spa or do any of that kind of stuff, just because it seemed ridiculous, the prices that some of that stuff cost, and what kind of results was I going to get? I don't know, anything like that. So I'm really impressed with our tools, and I actually have one of the girls on my team who actually works at a high-end spa, and she says that our stuff's better than their stuff at the spa because she can get it for free. So I think that really says something too. But the first of our tools is our Amp MD roller. Let's see, where's the, okay, yeah. And if you probably can't see it, but there's a bunch of little needles on the end of the roller. And I know what you're thinking. Did she say needles? Yes, I did. Because that's the same thing that I thought. It feels about like a cat licking your face. It doesn't feel painful. It doesn't hurt at all. I will say that there is one lady that I know of, when she rolls her forehead, it causes her to sneeze. But that's really the only thing that I've heard, which I think is kind of hysterical. So what does this guy do? Our Amp MD roller is designed to help trick your skin into thinking that it needs to produce more collagen. Why is that important? Well, once we hit the big 3-0, our body slowly stops producing a lot of super fantastic stuff that our skin needs. Hyaluronic acid, collagen, all of these things that give babies those super plump looking, great looking skin. As we age, that stuff starts to decline over time. And after that point, the only time that your body will continue or make new collagen is if you receive a trauma to your skin. So if you fall and cut yourself, your brain's going to go, hey, she's got a cut. I need to put some collagen there to help repair that damage. So your roller actually causes small traumas to your face. Again, I know that sounds scary, but it's really not. Think of it more like aerating your yard. You have nice grass, but you want to do some good fertilizer. And so what do? You go out there and you poke a few holes in it so that when you put the fertilizer on there, it can actually get down in the skin and really work. So you can amp up those results. That's exactly what the roller does. It causes small traumas to the skin, and then your body says, whoo, we got to go produce more collagen. And then along with our roller, you use our night renewing serum, which is peptides, retinol, all kinds of fantastic little things. And for those of you who are participating in the live event, you will get a sample of this. I'll be mailing out to you. But this can, double your results. It works great for the turkey neck, as we like to call it, the heavy set wrinkles that you may have. I know I had a lot of pot marks and, not discoloration from acne scars, but actually scarring where, there was the divots on the side of my face. The Amp MD roller removed the majority. It is absolutely amazing, the difference in my skin now that my acne scars are gone. It's really crazy. So that's our Amp MD roller. It's awesome. We call it our little blue friend. Next up is our, and the Amp MD roller, you get the same thing if you go to a spa. They use a different grade needle. That's the difference. Typically when you go to a spa, you can only get one of the, you can get one treatment a month, and they lock you in to do 2 or 3 treatments, and the treatments are about $200 a pop. So you're locked into about 3 treatments at $200 a pop, so you're going to spend $600, and they'll tell you that you'll see results in about 6 to 8 weeks. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't have time for all that. It's much easier to take care of it in my bathroom and see results in 2 to 3 weeks. But next up is our macro exfoliator. This bad boy was very intimidating to me at the beginning because I didn't really know what it was or what it did. But if you've ever gone to a spa and had a facial, they will come at you with this hose. And what it does is it removes all the dead skin from your face, so that they can proceed to put all the other stuff on top of it. This is actually a spa grade exfoliator. And there's 2 options. for tips when you go into the spa. There's a diamond grade tip, which is the better, or they have kind of the sandblasting crystal tip that will go in, they blow sand on your face and then, you know, pull everything off. What's awesome about our tool is it's approved for at-home use, which is good. It comes with a great instruction booklet, and then it also has Dock Smart mode built right in because, you know, I didn't know what I was doing when I got this thing, and it was great because I didn't have to know. I turned it on, and it was already in Dock Smart mode, and all I had to do was push play. And once I started it up, it has a timer on here. It tells me the area of my face and how to move it across my face. And it has a preset level so that I don't, you know, over exfoliate and take off too much skin. So it was really great and really easy to use. Why is this important and why do I care? This guy will remove 5 million dead skin cells from your face. You only need to use him once a week, and the whole thing to do your face and your neck takes about 5 minutes. I didn't really understand the significance or the importance of this at the beginning, but what I learned is that you are constantly turning over, right? Your skin's constantly dying, and so you have dead skin on your face. When you're applying the products are having to fight through the dead skin to get down into your pores and be absorbed. Whereas if you're removing that layer of dead skin off of your face, then the products have a lot less, they're much more effective. The efficacy rate of the products greatly increases because they're not having to fight through the dead skin. They can just get on the skin, get in the pores, and start working. Again, 5 minutes once a week. It even comes with its own app. So yes, we have an app for that. The app will remind you of what your date, you know, when your date night is, so that you don't miss your date with your Macro E. Really great. Also works well with, you know, getting in and cleaning out the blackheads and that kind of thing. It's really great for your skin, just to exfoliate, period. I didn't even understand how important exfoliating was. Okay. So the last tool that I'm going to talk about are these little magic strips that we have. They look very much like Band-Aids, and they act very much like Band-Aids. They are called our acute care strips. And if you have ever gone to the dermatologist's office, you can talk to them about getting Botox or some sort of filler stuck and injected into your face. Botox goes in, freezes the muscle so that it can't move, and you know, you don't see those expression lines. For those of us that like having a face and like having some expression, we just don't want those expressions to stick. The other alternative is to get an injectable filler like Juvederm. And what they do is they load hyaluronic acid into the syringe. That word scared me at first, so I just want you to know that is something that you actually produce. Like, it's a naturally found substance in your body. Babies are full of hyaluronic acid. As we age, we start to lose it, which is why our skin gets all dried and shriveled up. Because hyaluronic acid will hold up to 10,000 times its weight in water. So it makes your skin look super moisturized and plumps it out, which is what fills those wrinkles. So they will put the hyaluronic acid in the needle, and then they will come in to your smile line right here, and then they will inject these little beads along your smile line, and those beads go in and they pop out the wrinkle. I don't like needles, so that's not appealing to me. I'll stick with the expression lines. Thank you very much. But now I don't have to. I don't have to get a needle, and I don't have to worry about the expression lines because of these little guys. They have 2 ingredients in them. They have a peptide and they have hyaluronic acid, and that's it. And the hyaluronic acid is actually formed into these little cones, and you can actually feel it. You can feel the little cones on the Band-Aid strip. And what you do is you use step 1 of whatever regimen you're using. You pat dry, you find your expression line that you want to get rid of, and then you put your Band-Aid on. And you seal it around the edges and make sure that there's no air bubbles. And then your skin, as your body heat heats up, underneath the Band-Aid, it acts as kind of like a greenhouse effect, and it causes all of those little cones with the hyaluronic acid to melt into the wrinkle. So you're getting a concentrated treatment right where you want it, and you will actually fill that wrinkle while you sleep. No needle required. That to me is the best part. The clinical results of these things are phenomenal. And when paired with a regimen, it's just crazy. They did a more recent clinical trial of those and found that if you have overnight results, so if you take a before photo, you put the Band-Aid on, you go lay down, again, you wear 6 to 8 hours while you're sleeping, then you get up in the morning and you take an after picture and you do a comparison. If you saw a significant difference from your overnight results, then you are 95% likely to see the full effect of the products when you use the whole box. The box comes with 10 pairs. You use 3 times a week for 4 weeks. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the following Monday. And then that's all you do. And then whatever results you have at the end of your 30 days, that's what acute care is going to do for you. What you can do to maintain the results after that is you can use acute care once a week. So I'm going to put a Band-Aid. I'm going to put one of the acute care strips on my big forehead wrinkle for a month. And then after that, I only need to do it once a week. And so I can maintain and keep that wrinkle filled, which I think is fantastic. So that is our main product line with our tools. And now I want to announce one of our winners for having the most invites. We had a fossil wristlet that was going to be given away, and Marissa Craig actually won the wristlet. She invited a ton of people, several of whom are attending, which is great. So Marissa, I'll be getting that out in the mail to you. So congratulations. And I'm also going to announce on my personal page, I had an incentive and a giveaway, which was our foaming sunless tanner. It's one of our essentials products. And Michelle actually won this, and so I'll be getting this out to Michelle. Anyone who participated in the Facebook by commenting or questioning will be getting one of our mini facials, which has a sample of our microdermabrasion paste in it. It comes with the little blue capsule that you would use with your roller. It's our night renewing serum, and then it comes with our lip serum on top of that. One of the other products that I'll mention real quickly, because it's super popular, is our eye cream. I don't know what they put in this stuff, but oh my gosh. Mom eyes, you know, the dark bags, sunken wrinkles, crow's feet, the horrible mom eyes. I had horrible mom eyes, and then I used the eye cream for 30 days. No more bags, got rid of all the dark, heavy stuff. The crow's feet lightened up. It's really awesome. If you are interested in dipping your toe in the water, but may not be ready to jump all the way in and trying the products, the eye cream and our eye claws is a great combination to get you started. So now that I've talked a little bit about the business and gone into some detail about our products, I want to talk to you about the 3 different ways that you can become involved with Rodan & Fields. One of them is to become a retail customer. The consultant that referred you to this event, you just go to their website, you order, you add items to your cart, and you check out. You pay the full price, you pay for shipping, and you come back and you order things whenever you need them. The next option is what we call our preferred customer. And we like to say that our preferred customers have perks. Our PC Perks program is not like other programs that you may have been burned by in the past, or you may be familiar with. I know I personally was burnt by an auto ship program before, where every 30 days product was showing up at my door and I wasn't even out of the stuff that I already had. But there wasn't a way for me to postpone or do any of that. And so I didn't like it, which was one of the reasons why I purchased retail in the beginning. So when I originally bought my product to give Unblemished a shot, I actually purchased retail because I didn't do a real investigation to understand what our PC Perks program is and how fantastic it is. That's actually one of the questions that came up. And so I want to go in depth a little bit on our PC Perks program and sort of explain the pros and why there aren't really any cons to it. So with PC Perks, you have your own customer service line dedicated just to you guys. You have access to our nurses. So if questions come up and you don't know, you can call and talk to one of our nurses. You get a 10% discount on the products. Shipping up to once a month is free, so you can order items every month if you wanted to and get those get free shipping on those. You get scheduled for replenishment orders, and we call them replenishment orders instead of auto ship orders because you don't necessarily have to have it shipped to you. So, for instance, I started with Unblemish. Unblemish was what I needed in the beginning. I order Unblemish and I use it for 60 days. And at 60 days, my regimen should be up if I'm using as directed. But because it's my first time with Unblemish and I don't use it twice a day every day in the beginning, I still have some left over. So I can go to my computer, put my email address and my password in, click 5 buttons, and postpone my order for however long I want, 30 days, 60 days. I can postpone it even longer if I need to, because I don't need anything yet because I still have product left over. So the other great thing is when I do get ready to reorder, if I don't need Unblemish anymore and I'm feeling frisky and I want to try something else, I can switch out the product and take Unblemish out of my cart, update my cart with Redefine because I want to give that a try, and then I'm going to be getting Redefine this time instead of Unblemish. There's no fee. There's no fees associated with switching things out of your cart. There's no fee associated with delaying your order if you need to. There's no penalties if you need to delay your order. You're not even obligated to even purchase a second time. So if you signed up to be a preferred customer, the products didn't work for you, we have an empty bottle 60-day money-back guarantee. So if you use it for 60 days and you are unhappy for whatever reason, it's a no questions asked money-back guarantee. You can ship back the empty bottles and they will refund you your money. And you are not obligated to purchase a second time. You can just simply cancel your membership and you're golden. There's going to be no rebilling of your credit card and no auto shipping of products to your door because you're done. Excuse me, I forgot my word. So our PC Perks program is fantastic. And one of the questions that we get a lot of the time is, it's too good to be true. What's the catch? 10 months in the business now, I haven't found a catch. So if there's one out there, I guess the only catch would be if you forget to maybe update or cancel your order if that's what you wanted to do. So if my order is scheduled to ship tomorrow and I forgot to tell somebody that I wanted to postpone my order, then it would come to me. But what's awesome about that is you have a great consultant who's going to provide you excellent customer service, and you get a reminder email from corporate. Now, when I say you get a reminder email from corporate, I'm not talking we're blowing up your inbox, telling you all kinds of stuff all the time. It's every 60 days. There's 12 months in the year, so you're going to get 6 emails a year. Hey, Laura, you ordered your products on November 7th. And so come January 7th, you're going to be eligible for your reorder. So 10 days before that, I get an email from corporate reminding me to go in and update my cart or delay my order if I don't need anything. And I can almost guarantee that your consultant will also have reached out to you prior to that to help you remember to do that. I know the girls on my team provide great customer service. I do too. It's not something I actually thought I would enjoy doing, but I actually really do enjoy giving my customers good customer service. So we won't let you forget, and we won't let something auto ship to your door. We'll get you handled, okay? Okay, so retail versus PC Perks. That's great, sounds awesome, but what am I really saving? One of the things that I regret doing or not doing is actually doing the math to see what makes the most sense for me. And so I put together a little thing to kind of do some math, and we're going to use Soothe as the example, which is our sensitive skin regimen. So I came prepared. Okay, so the retail price for Soothe is $160. That's for your 4 products to last 60 days. Works out to be a couple of dollars a day. And then the PC Perks price is $144. So there's a fairly significant savings there right up front. Now, as I mentioned, with retail, you're going to pay shipping. And to actually sign up as a PC Perks customer, there's a $20 enrollment fee. And we like to think of it as your membership to wholesale, like Costco, Sam's, that kind of thing. You pay yearly for your membership with them. This you actually only pay once a lifetime. As long as the account stays active, you never have to pay another enrollment fee. So you get a lifetime enrollment for 20 bucks. Alternatively, if you're purchasing retail, then you'll have to pay shipping. So that together is going to give you $175 plus tax on your retail order. But for your PC Perks, because you have the discounted price, even with the $20 enrollment fee, your total is still only $164. So you're already saving $11 even though you've paid your enrollment fee. So your initial savings is 11 bucks. But those future orders that we're talking about for your replenishment, or if you want to transition into other products, that kind of thing, your future savings is going to be $31 on every order. In my mind, that's a significant savings and makes this much more doable over the long term than what I originally thought. Again, there's no requirement to purchase again. You can cancel at any time, and you're only going to get 6 emails per year. What's awesome about today and what's awesome about this event is I am making an offer for any potential customers that we have out there. Anybody who's watching this live today and orders before midnight tonight will receive their enrollment fee for free. So reach out to the consultant who directed you to this event and say, hey, I'm interested in becoming a preferred customer. Great, fantastic. Your consultants will let me know, and I will send you back your $20 enrollment fee. So you get $31 worth of savings today, not in the future. So I'm gonna give you $20 extra back today if you're interested in becoming a preferred customer. So awesome. Now, I'm going to go through and answer a couple more of the questions and then about product stuff, and then we can talk about, we had quite a few people who are interested in finding more about our consultantship, so I'm going to get into that in a minute too. One question, do we have samples? Of the 4 regimens, no, we don't have samples. And why? Why don't you have samples, Laura? Well, here's why. The clinical trials for these products show that you should see some change and some improvement in your skin within 60 days. For myself, I had acne. If Charlotte had given me a sample of the product and I went home and I used it for 1 or 2 days, I would not see any results from trying and sampling those products for just 1 or 2 days. It wouldn't happen. So we don't provide samples of our regimen. But what we do have and what we can send out are some samples of our microdermabrasion paste, which this tub right here is something that we're going to be giving away shortly for those people who were participating. Everybody who participated is getting a mini facial, so you will get a sample of this, and then we'll have one big winner for the paste. The other thing is we can give you a sample of our lip serum. We can do the night renewing serum, which all will come in the mini facial. And then you can also try out, and we recommend that you try a sample of the acute care, because as I mentioned earlier, if you have overnight results, then you're 95% guaranteed to have significant results over the period of 30 days. So we have limited samples on things where you're going to see some immediate benefit and understand how the products affect your skin. But for the 4 regimens, we don't. I think that we have something better, which is the 60-day empty bottle money back guarantee, because if I don't get rid of my sunspots to my satisfaction after 60 days, I'm going to send it back, and then I can get my money back. So I've already taken care of Cynthia. Thank you for your will this make my skin peel question. Took care of that. The next question is, do I really need to use all 4 steps of the regimen? You sound like me. Before I started using the products, I used whatever I had available, or I would just use running water over my face because my skin really did not like anything I ever put on it. Why are all 4 of the steps important? Yes, and you need to use all 4. Use 3 at night and use 4 in the morning, because your 4th is your sunscreen. Why are they important? They each tackle something different, and that is the basis. That's why people see such significant results with these products, because it's the right formulations in the right amount, in the right order, over a period of time. And so if you were to skip out on your toner, you're missing a very important step of your regimen, and so your results are not going to be as significant as they could be. So all the steps are important, I promise. And I was concerned about time because I didn't have time to do 4 steps. You have 5 minutes. Trust me, you got 5 minutes. Because I've actually timed myself. And if I'm doing just my regimen, it takes about 4.5 minutes. If I'm incorporating the roller into my routine, I'm at like 6 minutes. And who doesn't have 6 minutes? I mean, seriously. Okay, so can it take longer than 60 days to see results? In some cases, it can. It depends on what your issue is and how severe your issue is. For adult acne is a lot tougher than teenage acne. It reacts different to medicine and can take longer to see those positive results. And so you should start to see some improvement, but we actually have a consultant. I actually have a consultant on my team who continued and pushed through, and she had a breakthrough at month 4. It took her 4 months to really see the drastic results that you see in the before and after photos. Everybody's skin's a little different, and everybody's going to react a little different. So, but yes, it can. If you have a severe case of melasma, you should start to see some of that diminish within the first 60 days, but it could take you longer to really get rid of all of the damage to your satisfaction, however much of it you're wanting to remove. Okay, we've talked about PC perks. Okay. That is all of the product questions. I'm going to check my phone real fast. I heard it beep. I'm going to see if there's any, make sure there's no product questions. Okay, we are good to go. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about our consultants packages, pricing, some people really want the products and they only want the discount, but they want to know, what the quota is, how do I maintain to get the discount, all that sort of stuff. So that's what we're going to cover now. And it's, one other way you can be involved with the company. So consultants with the company receive a 25% discount on all the products that they purchase. If you choose to purchase one of the consultant kits, we have 4 kit options. If you choose to, we have 1 that doesn't come with any product, and then we have 3 others that come with products. If you choose one of those 3 kits, all the products within those kits are 50% off. Fantastic, right? Who doesn't? I love a good sale. Anything that you purchase after that is going to be at a 25% discount. As I mentioned earlier, PCs have a 10% discount. That question, when I answer that question, it's usually followed by, okay, but how much do I have to spend every month? Totally up to you. You don't have to spend a dime if you don't want to. If you are just doing this because you want the 25% discount, there is no minimum and there is no quotas that you need to meet. You can sign up, purchase your kit, and then you just log in whenever you want to or whenever you need to buy products. Now, on your anniversary day, you'll have to pay a $25 fee to maintain that status and continue receiving your discount. So, if you wanted to, you could buy a kit today and not buy anything else for the rest of the year. There's no penalties. There's no additional fees. We don't kick you out. I know I have one friend who was really interested in signing up to work the business, but she worked with another direct selling company and she got kicked out because she wasn't maintaining the minimums. We don't do that. So don't be concerned because you won't get kicked out. So if you do want to actually do this as a business, then there's different levels, which I'll go into shortly. I know some people are asking, okay, if I want the good discount, what's that going to cost me to get involved? I mentioned that we have 4 kit options, which I'm going to pop this back up here. Our kit options are $45, $395, $695, and $995. Your $45 kit comes with this business portfolio and a DVD. Talks about the business. Great information. You don't get any products, but you have purchased a consultantship, so anything you buy after today would be at a 25% discount. The next option is our $395 kit. Our $395 kit comes with 2 regimens, so you would get Redefine, and then you would get a regimen of your choice. Usually a popular combination is Reverse with the Redefine. And you also get a tub of the microdermabrasion paste in that kit and one other of our Rodan essential items, one of our other products. Then you have the $695 kit, and the $695 kit you get 4 regimens. You will get Redefine, Reverse, and Soothe, and then you get a 4th regimen of your choice. You can choose to get 2 Redefines. You can choose to get an Unblemish. I actually purchased this kit and I picked Unblemish because that was my original choice. In addition to the 4, you also get a roller, and you get your macro exfoliator, and you get 2 sets of acute care. Again, this package is valued over $1,200 because we're getting the products at 50% off, right? And then lastly, you have your $995 kit. The $995 kit comes with 5 regimens. You get all 4 regimens, and then you get a 5th one of your choice. You get your macro exfoliator with 5 additional tips. So this tip pops out at the end so you can switch it out. And so you get 5 of these. So, if your husband is, interested in using it, he can get his own tip for the macro exfoliator. You get your Amp It Up system with your night renewing serum and your roller, and then you actually get a second roller that you can use to do product demos or whatever. And then you get a full box of the acute care. You get the lip renewing serum that I talked about, and then you also get the paste packets that you can use to give out at samples. The $995 kit is really designed to get your business off the ground and running. I regret not getting the $995 kit now. But so those are your 4 kit options. Now, I know I mentioned the PC Perks offer that I was doing. I'm also doing an offer tonight that ends at midnight for anybody who attends or participates in the live event for your consultant kit. So if this has been weighing on you, you've been thinking about it, you're interested in it, if you purchase the $695 kit, I'm going to give you $50 back. And if you purchase the $995 kit, I'm going to give you $100 back. And this offer that I'm making right now is in addition to any offer that is currently out there. So like if one of the consultants on my team referred you and she has her own offer going, you can add mine on top of whatever offer she is already making for today. So check with the consultant that sent you. There may be an even sweeter deal on the table than the $50 and the $100. So those are our 4 kit options. Now I'm going to go into a couple of the questions that I had. One of them was, how much does it cost to sign up, which we talked about that. And one of them was from Kelly, and she specifically asked about one of our programs that we have available. And that program is our kit reimbursement program. So what is kit reimbursement? Well, kit reimbursement is where if you reach a certain goal, then the company will write you a check for whatever your investment was. So if you purchase the $6.95 kit and you qualify for kit reimbursement, not only will you receive the commissions and the paycheck, but they will also give you an additional $6.95 back, and you will essentially start your business for free. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, that's got to be some crazy, insane level that nobody has the opportunity to reach. No, you would be wrong. I actually have one of my direct consultants on my team who qualified for kit reimbursement, and she got her money back, and so she's working her business. It's she started her business for free because she qualified. Is it hard to achieve? No. Will you need to work for it? Yes. One of the other great things about our business model and why we are so different from other business models is the doctors have really set this thing up to help you succeed. So while I mentioned there's no quotas and there's no minimum purchases and all of that sort of stuff, we also don't have, so you don't have to have a certain number of sales each month. You don't have to host a certain number of parties. You don't have to purchase a certain amount of products for yourself. If you can truly just sign up and buy the products. If you want to go for something like kit reimbursement, then you are probably going to want to hold some of those events or parties, similar to what I'm doing here, so that you can spread the word much more quickly. But it is completely doable. I know a handful of people, me personally, that have been able to achieve kit reimbursement. I think it's an awesome achievement. It wasn't available when I started, and I kind of wish it was because it probably would have pushed me to work my business a little better in the beginning. So we've talked about that. Do I have to build a team? Nope, you don't. You can choose to just sell stuff to customers. If you don't have any interest in building a team, that's fine. You don't have to. If you don't have any interest in gaining any customers, you don't have to do that either. You can really, it's your business, and you can choose to work it any way that you want. So you don't have to build a team. Okay, so, all right, Laura. What's the average income starting out with this business, and how long does it take to make some real money? Great question. I'm going to vary from our policies and procedures a little bit and probably give you too much information here. On average, the first payday for someone who joins the business is between $80 and $200. That's on average. My first payday with Rodan & Fields was $43. I sold one item and I made 43 bucks. Right? Awesome. $43, better than nothing. And it did not take long for me to build a business and really make some money. By my third full month in business, I had earned enough between commissions and incentives to actually cover the cost of my $6.95 kit. And currently I am making about half of my salary that I earn at my full-time job during the day. And I still work that job 40 plus hours a week, and I fit this in when I can, and I'm in 10 months I'm already making half my salary, so my check's 4 figures a month right now. So it sounds super awesome, but I am really busy and I don't think I could make this work for me. Here's what I have 2 things to say. You're not nearly as busy as you think you are, and 2, busy people actually do better in this business than people who are not as busy. Busy people get stuff done. I am a mom, a wife, I have a full-time job. I don't have time for this crap. I didn't have time to fit this into my life when I decided to join. It wasn't something that I'd planned on pursuing. But there are a lot of neat tricks in the bag to help you get started and that can make this fit into the nooks and crannies of your life. For instance, I make several posts a day on Facebook about the business, showing the before and after photos and that kind of thing, because I live 6 hours away from my network. So I have to tell people about my business somehow, right? So I share on Facebook and social media. Because I work a full-time job, I can't make those posts during the day when is the prime Facebook traffic time. So I have this handy website that's free, by the way. It's a free service. And I spend a couple of hours on Sunday and I schedule my posts for the week. So this website is making those Facebook posts on my behalf so that I don't have to. So I have a couple of hours one day on the weekends on my day off where I can devote to this. And then I devote probably 15 to 30 minutes, maybe even an hour some days, sporadically throughout the day to continue working my business. So if I'm text messaging or emailing a customer, that takes a few minutes. If I need to call into customer service, takes a few minutes. I usually do that while I'm driving in the car. But you can totally fit this in. In fact, if you Facebook stalk me, you'll see several of my videos and things that I've done where I actually have the baby on my hip because, it's a full family affair. They happen to be doing a thing at the school tonight, so they're not here, so I got a little bit of a break. But anybody can do this. You can fit it in. I promise you can. The last thing that I want to talk about is the different stages of our pay plan. This comes up a lot because people want to understand how they can really make money with the business. And then if they do want to work it and earn potentially kit reimbursement or things like that, they want to understand what they're looking at. So I'm going to pop my handy board back up here and I'm going to walk through that with you. Okay, so you can choose to be as involved in your business and grow your business as much as you want. So we talked about our 4 kits. The purchase of one of these kits automatically earns you retail profit for anything that you sell. So whether it's a full regimen or any one of the little things, you're going to get the retail profit, which is roughly 16 to 25% of the cost of the product. So even if you do nothing else and you just sign up and your sister says, "Oh my gosh, Laura, your skin looks so fantastic, I want to get some of that," she can go on to rodanandfields.com. She can pick me as her consultant. She can purchase that all on her own. And then I'm going to end up getting $43 for that retail sale because I've earned the retail profit for that regimen. Now, if you want to build a business, earn some of the residual income, then you are going to want to add some commission on top of that retail profit. And so our compensation plan is done in 4 different stages. Essentially, you have your retail profit, you have your commissions, which I'm going to talk about. Then you have, if you build a team, then you can be eligible for generational income. And then we also have incentives, bonuses, trips, etc. And if you're working the business, anybody's eligible for those at any level. So you don't have to reach a certain title or there's not a limited number of those things. For instance, there's currently a trip to Canada that they're giving away. You have to earn it, and there's not a limited number of spots. So if 1,000 people earn that trip to Canada, then they are going to take 1,000 people on that trip to Canada. So everybody is eligible. Everybody can win it, which is what I think is awesome. We're not limited to, oh, there's only the first 100 available. No, it's the same for everybody. So now we're going to talk a little bit about commission. Okay, so commission is the big part of our compensation plan and where we really build our residual income and how you really earn your money. When we talk about commissions, we talk about 2 buckets. We have our big bucket and our little bucket. We call this one our SV, and we call this one our PSQV. Now, this bucket, our goal is to get $100 in that bucket, and in our big bucket, our goal is to get $600. And you want to do this each month. Now, you fill your buckets by having sales and or purchasing products yourself. So, I have a website that the company provides to me, and I pay $25 a month for my website. So, which our website is called Pulse. So when I pay my $25 to my website, that goes into my little bucket and goes towards my $100. Any products that I purchase for myself also goes in here. So my personal purchases go in here. And the goal, and also retail sales. So the retail regimen that I sell to my sister to earn the $43, that goes into this bucket as well. And you want to get this to 100. And once you fill this, now you can go well above that, but once you get it to 100, this gets you 10% commission on top of your retail profit. So you're going to get your 16 to 25% retail profit plus 10% commission. Pretty good, right? So let's sweeten the pot a little bit, okay? So if you have preferred customers, so your PC customers, they go into your big bucket, and any direct consultants on your team, for instance, all my direct consultants who I've signed up personally, anything that they purchase for themselves goes into my big bucket, and all of my preferred customers go into my big bucket to fill it. When I fill this to 600 for the month, I get a pay raise, and I no longer earn 10%, I now earn 15% commission. So I also get a promotion title when I go from being a consultant to an executive consultant. So I get a promotion and a pay raise when I fill this bucket. People always ask me, but Laura, that sounds like a lot. It kind of does, and maybe in your first month, to get some traction, it can be a lot. But if you're earning on average $45 per regimen, it doesn't take much to fill up that bucket, because a regimen, as we looked at earlier, the regimen's $140. So, you sell one of those, you get $140 put towards your 600 bucket. So, it doesn't take a whole lot. It doesn't take as much as you think that it might. It's very doable. From someone, coming from a paralegal who doesn't have sales experience and isn't very much of a people person, I'm now streaming live from YouTube with no makeup on. Okay, so if I can do it, I promise you can do it. It's very doable for everybody. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live event. I have one more giveaway that I need to do, which is for the tub of paste. And I'm going to check I forgot who that is, so let me check my list real quick and see who on my list. And it looks like Alyssa is the winner of the tub of the microdermabrasion paste. So, if you commented or participated in the live event, please send me a Facebook message with your mailing address so that I can get you your winnings. So I can send, because I'm going to be sending out mini facials, the paste, and the wristlet to those who won. So send me your address and I'll get that stuff out in the mail to you guys. Thank you so much for coming. I hope I answered all of your questions. Don't forget about our awesome offers, good through midnight. I can almost bet that the consultants on my team also have an incentive of their own going. So if you combine those together, I bet you'll get a really sweet deal. Thank you again, guys. Super happy to have you.